Carl in Gothenburg, Sweden writes to me and he says, Paul, I have been fascinated. I love it when you get fascinated. Of how some hi-fi systems can evoke strong feelings and some do not. If I sit down and listen and try to fill out a hi-fi questionnaire about the different types of characteristics, high scores doesn't make it more fun to listen to. In other words, I think what he's saying here is if it has great transparency and it has great this or that, that doesn't really add to his feeling of emotional strengths or weaknesses. It's something else. I'm an emotional listener, and it's more important to me how I feel about the music than if isolated characteristics are dissected that are very technical. How can a system make this happen? I have some clues. What's yours? Well, that's a great question because I think about this a lot, and I get hammered a lot by I just heard, somebody gave me a new term, keyboard warriors. I love it. You know, I just heard what he said. You know, it's just, years ago, in the days of pen and paper, even typewriters, we might read something or hear something and we would digest it, we would get emotional over it, and then we would have enough time to sort of sort it out. And then when we wrote our response, it was fairly reasoned and lacking that emotional Today, it's not quite so easy, is it? Because you're sitting here watching this on YouTube and your emotions go boom, boom, or whatever happens, and then the keyboard starts going like, you're completely full of you know what. I know, you've all asked me not to use profanity. And I struggle with that a little bit too, because I, in my normal daily life, use a bit of sailor talk. And I try and do my best to be me here on these videos, but I will honor those requests as best I can, unless I get really wigged out. Okay, so emotional music. I completely agree with Carl. We talk about foot tapping. We talk about the hair on the back of the neck raising up when we hear something. And oftentimes, equipment, setup, the room, the way things sound, the ambiance, the lighting, all of that plays into our emotional state. And I believe at the end of the day, that's what we're all after. I know when designing these products, or these weren't designed by me, they were designed by, these were all Darren Myers. So when he brings that to me and says, okay, I think I got it, and we listen to it, one of the things I'm listening for, aside from the obvious, is how does it make me feel? Does it get my foot tapping? Do I get into the music? Do I feel emotionally connected? And technically, why does that happen? I think mostly for me, when I work on circuits, I do my best to get rid of anything that is emotionally distracting, harshness, glare, edginess. And we focus on the things that engage us more in the music. Depth, soundstage, you are there-ness. And those can all be related to circuit topologies and the way that the synergy within the circuits work. And we can talk about that more, excuse me, and I have in the past and will in the future. But specifically to answer your question, yes, emotions are what it's all about. We can control, or we can enhance or detract those emotions by the way that we design the equipment and the synergy of how we connect all of that equipment together. And that is very real. And those are some of the clues to get you going. Okay, great question. Thank you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.